People are often surprised when they visit Rocky Mountain National Park in March and find that conditions are not at all what they expected. When most people think of March, they think of spring, melting snow, awakening grass, and the first flowers blooming. Yet March in Rocky Mountain National Park is nothing like that. We're at a much higher elevation, and so it's much cooler than other parts of the country. In fact, March is generally the snowiest month of the year in Rocky Mountain National Park, though occasionally April or May will take that title. Now, down in the lower elevations of the park, as well as in the town of Estes Park, the snowstorms will blow in and leave a nice white coat, and then it'll quickly melt, making it seem as if spring isn't too far away. If you come between storms, you'll find those lower areas to be snow-free. While higher up in the mountains, the snow continues to accumulate, often turning the forests into a winter wonderland. Well as a lot of snow during the month of March, we still have regular bouts of the winter winds, which can howl through the area. But most years I find that there are also many days when the winds are not quite so strong. If the winds are blowing, consider a hike through a wooded trail. But if they're really howling, then stay out of the woods due to the risk of falling trees. Now, we're also blessed with many warmer days during the month of March, at least much warmer than we typically have in December, January, and February. Now, all of this snow makes it a great time to get out and snowshoe. Bear Lake is generally the best area to enjoy snowshoeing on the east side of Rocky Mountain National Park. Alternatively, you might want to try sledding. There's a small sledding hill at Hidden Valley, which is perfect for kids of all ages. And although there are no ski resorts right nearby, some people take advantage of backcountry skiing at Hidden Valley. You also find many cross-country skiing opportunities on the west side of Rocky Mountain National Park. Now, if you're tired of the snow, you can often find some hikes around Lumpy Ridge, where you can often hike snow-free during the month of March. One good trail to try it is the Black Canyon Trail with its south-facing meadows. I did a video on that earlier. Now, the first half of March is generally quite quiet, but then mid-March, people begin arriving for their school's spring break. While it's not nearly as busy as the summer season, you'll see a lot more people during the second half of March than you will during the entire rest of the winter. Now, elk can usually be seen in the lower meadows. They often begin losing their antlers near the end of this month, making it much harder to discern between the males and females. You'll find mule deer around the edge of Deer Mountain right near the road. Bighorn sheep are often seen alongside Highway 34 near the town of Drake. Turkeys are also very active in the Ponderosa Forest at this time of year, so keep your eyes open. Now, one exciting thing is that the bluebirds generally arrive in the Estes Valley and the lower meadows of the park sometime this month. They really are the heralds of spring. Even though the snow continues to come down hard, they arrive proclaiming that spring is on its way. Now, there's several things you should be aware of if you're planning to visit during the month of March. At this time of year, it's important that you know about avalanche danger if you plan to spend any time on the slopes, especially slopes with an angle of 30 degrees or more. Then, if you're going to be on those type of slopes, you need to be sure that you're avalanche trained and know what the avalanche forecast is. You can find the avalanche forecast on the website of the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. I'll put a link in the description below. Secondly, you should be aware that when it snows, the National Park Service implements Colorado's vehicle traction law. When this is in effect, all vehicles must have properly rated tires for the snow with sufficient tread, or you need to have chains. I also recommend that you drive an all-wheel drive vehicle for the very best traction in the snow. You also want to be aware that Trail Ridge Road and Old Fall River Road are both closed for the season. These are the roads that connect the east and west sides of Rocky Mountain National Park. Until the end of May, the only way between the two sides of the park is a 3-hour trip around the mountains. Lastly, if you plan to hike in the lower meadows, be aware that the ticks begin to arrive in March, particularly in the long grass on the south-facing slopes. If you hike in these areas, be sure to do a full check after you finish your hike, and if you can, throw all your clothes into a dryer on high temperature for 10 minutes as soon as you return. Well, that's a very brief rundown of what you can expect during the month of March in Rocky Mountain National Park. It's a wonderful time of year to visit, if your expectations are right. I hope you have a wonderful and safe visit. If you've previously visited in March, please share your experience in the comments below so others can learn from you. And if you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments and consider subscribing so you don't miss all the other Rocky Mountain National Park videos that I'm in the process of preparing. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. To help you prepare for your visit to Rocky Mountain National Park, visit my website, rockymountainnationalpark.com. For hiking guides, calendars, coffee table books, and more, visit rockytrailpress.com. And when you arrive, be sure and stop by my gallery in downtown Estes Park. It's called Images of RM and P.